All right, guys. Happy Monday. You guys ready? So we continue to get moving forward. Somebody asked me today what to expect. They want to do good and be successful and all that fun stuff. And I said, well, don't focus on that. Focus on doing the job, doing a great job and being better at it. The rest comes organically, right? So we focus on the front. We talk about it all the time. We focus on sales and marketing. The rest is going to come. All we can do at that point is make it better and better and better. At the end of the day, we're customer service. Well, everything we do from start to finish is all based off customer service, making our clients happy, providing them with awesome feedback, awesome excitement, knowledge, education, and everything along the way that helps them make a smart decision to get themselves in a better position, right? So just a heads up, last 3 months production, pretty much the same. I'll go over it since it's beginning of the month. Cash out 69.2%, rate and terms 9.4, purchase 21.4. So we are heavy cash out. Probably the only purchases are the ones that come from our referrals for the most part. Rate and terms are ones where we find it's a better benefit for them to do that. On the product breakdown, 67% is FHA, 29% conventional, and a sliver of 3% as a VA. So again, that's our niche focus. We are niche on cash out. We're niche on FHA cash out, and that's perfect. Love it. That's the goal. So we want to help anybody and everybody whichever way we can. Like I said, we have all these fun products, but we don't want to sell products we don't know about or go the right direction. So with what we do, we control the clients that we have and where they should go mostly, right? The rest of it's up for us to execute it. So, all right. That's our catch up. That's our updates. What do we have right now? Is it doc review? Anything fun this morning, Joe? If you haven't noticed, Kim's on the call here. Alex is somewhere back here as well. And they're just getting started today. So
welcome.
Did we give a warm welcome to Kim and to Famer?
And Will has gone to the beach because he's not in his office.
I see that. He's on the oceanfront beach setting there. Oh, whoa, there he comes.
I just came from the sands.
See, I'm sipping by the pool.
We are probably going to have a little bit of compression on our mail since last week was a holiday. It throws everything off on our mails, right? So just be prepared for that. We know our clients are calling because they most likely want the cash out, right? So two types pieces going out still right now. One's straight for cash out. People apply it on the internet. We know they have equity. We know that they should have a credit score that qualifies. Should, unless they're Taylor, like on Friday with bankruptcy 6 months ago. That guy, he got through the cracks, Taylor. And then we know that the other one is rate. It says they can get a rate and term or they can get cash out, right? But we still are targeting them, so we know that they need cash and they have debts. So go through those progressions. If somebody's like, I think on there that still got that lowest rate, this market's been volatile. So the date on there is still from, I forget when it was, I think a month and a half ago or whatever it was. So somebody's saying, I want this some rate, roll through it, still pre-vet them, pre-qualify them, let them know, let's see what we can do for you. And then if that plays out, right, that I think it's a 4.99 on there still, which was the rock bottom rate you could have got a month and a half ago, but who knows what it'll be by the end of the day or tomorrow, the way this market's moving all over the place. We're going to focus on finding out the information, finding out what the debts are, finding out how to save the money in that sense, how to set them up for the future refinance, the rate and term refinance, if and when the market changes, and make sure you are using the resources that you had to be aware of what's going on in the market, right? Mortgage News Daily, MBS Highway, the news, Google, whatever it is. There's a lot of stuff in there that you will point out that you will use for clients, right? Like whether it's to create urgency, whether it's to help them make a decision before it's too late, before they lose their job, like half the people do right before funding, or whether they they're postponing and they're waiting. And Will just was telling me on Friday, somebody reached him back to him 4 months ago who wanted to wait, and now his credit's 50 points lower. Right? Ooh. It's like, that's common, right? It's like, oh, I guess I do need to take care of those car payments and credit cards. Oh, by the way, now I got to fix your credit to see if I can even qualify you. So we want to get in front of those scenarios the best way possible, the best that we can. And that's where sales skills and education skills and conversation skills are going to come into place, right? So super important that we try to do that. Again, we're not going to catch them all, but we want to catch as many as possible. We want to get 1% better per day on doing that. I was mentioning earlier, unemployment, they say can get up to 4.5%, 5% by the end of this year, right? I saw an article by some AI creator guy this weekend that says he thinks it might get closer to 10% if all these people and their jobs start getting replaced, right? In fact, I had a buddy reach out to me on Saturday. I was talking to him, and his company said, "What's your 10-year plan?" And he's like, he's older, so he's like, "Hopefully I'm retired in 6." And they said, "Perfect, because that's when we won't need you anymore because we're going to be replacing it with the bots and the AIs and all that fun stuff." He's in like a metal fabricating company. So when people are undecisive saying, "I want to wait," nobody knows what the future holds for them. If they have a problem, it needs to be taken care of right now, right? And we need to take care of it as quick as easy or simple as possible for them. So, we take on the burden of maybe some of the confusion part to try to make their life easier at the end of the day, and be as streamlined as possible. So anyways, stay alert with all that stuff, right? Check it. My favorite MBS high for Will. We know it's not 100% accurate. It's not always a crystal. So just remember, it's a tool, everybody. It's not like, well, so-and-so said the market's going to do this. This is just so you have knowledge, right? We know Barry has not been always correct listening to Barry, but it's still good insight and good knowledge to have. So you can do what?
Educate.
Share it. Exactly. Educate. Share it with your clients if you need to. Don't throw up on every single person about it, but when the time is right, when you need it, you have the tools already to be smarter than the average bear and to help guide people into, pulling the trigger or not pulling the trigger or setting up down the road or whatever the case is. So yeah, who else wants to jump in and talk?
I always consider those stuff, the morning update and what they talk about is, how like people, when they have nothing to talk about, when they talk with each other, the weather, right? And they watch the weather channel. That's what you're watching with that guy. Is like, it's going to be sunny tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain next week. That's just a point of talking point, basically, for me, because they're usually wrong, like the weatherman, and they're just talking about stuff.
Especially in California, the weatherman's always wrong. So
yeah, yeah, you're going to show up to the beach when it's pouring. So that's how this is going to work. But anyways, yeah, I treat that as a talking point, just a little backup info. You don't talk about it with everybody, but yeah, that's how I use that. But it's nice to know though, like, they're selling you on what they're thinking. So that's what use their tools. Like I always use their tools. People have been asking me all the time lately, like, well, what do you think? Should I wait? And I said, I've been waiting for 3 years for the rates to go down. They haven't. So don't wait. So that's why I literally just say that every time now. So, but yeah, so. Anyway,
it's human nature. Everybody procrastinates, especially our clientele. Like, know our clients, right? They've already procrastinated. They've already accumulated debt that they probably didn't think they were going to accumulate 6 months or a year ago, right? They've already got themselves in a hole. They're going to procrastinate till it's beyond a level of repair unless we can help them fix it sometimes. So keep that in mind, right? Again, just like that, Will, a client, you have to get up like 2 points just to qualify now when you could have done the loan 3 or 4 months ago, right? That you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people are. They file their taxes an hour before the last due date on tax day. They pay the bill the last hour of 11 p.m. but last day it's due, and they need relief. So we can ethically help people and be super successul all at the same time, just by having certain skills and knowledge, and again, giving a great customer experience. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. All right, guys. Awesome. Happy June. Let's get to it. Let's get efficient. Let's point out anything that's not working or that we're struggling with so we could fix it and move on to other things. Let's get some subbies in early, and let's make sure we hit our goal for this month. So excited about it.
Me too.
All right.
All right,
Talk
guys.
to you all later.
Talk to you later.